Welcome back. We are celebrating our 10th anniversary here at Midco Sports Network. 10 years of covering high school and college programs in the Dakotas and Minnesota. So to go along with that, decade of doing all of that, we're going to roll out each week here on Benchwarmers our best of, our Mount Rushmore style, 4 athletes from schools that we cover. And this is our opinion. This is Jay's opinion. And this is just from the last 10 years. So we're going to start this week with the University of South Dakota, and this was hard, wasn't it? We're going to get to it here.
It was hard. It
All
was
right.
really hard.
Starting with a famous football face.
This one was not hard. This one was not hard. Chris Streveler, to me, if you think Coyote football, he is the first name that comes to mind. And we're talking 10 years now, and there's been some lean times for the Coyote football program. Let's be honest. Chris Streveler in his 2 years came and took that program to a place it had literally never been, and that being the FCS playoffs. And not only did he do that, but from an individual standpoint, he put up some of the most prolific seasons in Coyote football history, and that's going back all time. And so to me, this was one of the biggest no-brainers you could ever ask for. High-profile sport, high-profile guy playing a high-profile position, and doing it at a level that we haven't seen before at the Division I level.
Top 10 handsome of all time as well, Chris Streveler. And won a Grey Cup in
CFL. Yeah. We're focused mostly on what happened at USD, but certainly he's gone on and done some great things. Now he's got an opportunity with the Arizona Cardinals in the NFL as well, and that largely came because of his success in Canada. But it all started at USD for him.
2 women's basketball players you have chosen here. The first is
Nicole Seekamp, lovingly referred to as Noodle by a lot of people, but she, like Chris, took this program to places it had never been before at the Division I level. She was part of the first NCAA tournament team in 2014, and then, of course, a part of that WNIT championship team as a senior, her last game, getting to hoist a trophy. So, there was certainly enough talent on that team to get to the NCAA tournament more than once. They didn't do that, but they made the most of that next situation. And she's one of the all-time greats in Coyote women's basketball history, and so she's certainly deserving of a spot on the hill.
Irked a lot of SDSU fans when SDSU would win the Summer League tournament. Seekamp was voted the most valuable player, and deservedly so.
She did deserve it, that's for sure.
That good. All right, track star, Chris Nilsen.
Yeah, we're going off the mainstream sports here, and Chris Nilsen is a guy that, from an individual standpoint, accomplished about as much as any individual athlete at South Dakota ever has in winning 3 pole vault national championships, 2 indoor, 1 outdoor. Very likely could have gotten a 4th if the outdoor meet had not gotten canceled this year. So Chris Nilsen, no-brainer. Derek Miles gets some consideration as well because he kind of got the whole thing pole vault U started because he was a 5-time All-American himself. But his greatest accomplishments, in my opinion, came after his time at USD, and he wasn't within the last 10 years. Yeah. So Chris is an easy pick for this.
Yes, again, this is just the last decade, and we finish up with a recent graduate.
Another USD women's basketball player. Boy, have they been loaded with these. But Ciara Duffy, certainly a spot on the hill in her hometown, right, or near her hometown in Rapid City, South Dakota. And one of, again, the all-time greats in USD women's basketball history, certainly right there with Nicole Seekamp, Maddie Kopel. But Ciara accomplished things individually, too, that had never been done before. Mid-major player of the year this last year. Obviously, all that they did on the floor would have gone to her 2nd consecutive NCAA tournament had it not been wiped out. Ciara Duffy, easy selection.
Yeah, what that team could have done in the tournament, we will never know, unfortunately. All right, one glaring absence, obviously, but we'll let the people maybe speak to that.
Matt Mooney has a case, for folks. He did graduate from USD, did a lot of great things, but I think if you base it solely on what they did at USD, the championships they won and things like that, I think these 4 deserve their spot.
All right, go to our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. You can comment, complain, tell us how stupid we are.
Or me in particular, right?
Please do so. All right, we also have a Midco Sports trivia game going on this summer that we want you to be involved in. So more on that when we come back.